The Earth's deadliest volcano is on the verge of erupting. Nevado del Ruiz, a towering stratovolcano in the Andes mountain range of Colombia, has a history marked by powerful and destructive eruptions. Recently, signs of increased seismic activity and gas emissions have raised alarms about its potential to erupt very soon. This has sparked concerns among scientists and local communities about the imminent danger posed by the volcano. With memories of the 1985 Armero tragedy still vivid, where over 23,000 lives were lost, the possibility of another catastrophic eruption underscores the urgent need for preparedness and effective disaster management to protect lives and property. Today, we're taking a closer look into the history, potential effects, and protective measures related to Nevado del Ruiz. History of Nevado del Ruiz. Nevado del Ruiz, a stratovolcano nestled in the Andes mountain range, stands as a significant geological landmark in Colombia. Formed over thousands of years, it is part of the Andean volcanic belt, which is renowned for its numerous active and dormant volcanoes. Nevado del Ruiz's towering presence is marked by its snow-capped peak, which has both fascinated and frightened the people living in its shadow for centuries. The volcano's eruption history is both rich and tragic, with one of the most devastating events occurring on November 13, 1985. On that fateful night, Nevado del Ruiz unleashed its fury in an eruption that led to one of the deadliest volcanic disasters of the 20th century. The explosion sent pyroclastic flows racing down its slopes, melting the mountain's ice cap and triggering massive lahars, deadly mud flows that cascaded into the surrounding valleys. The town of Armero, located about 48 kilometers 30 miles from the summit, bore the brunt of this natural calamity. Within hours, the town was buried under meters of mud and debris, resulting in the deaths of more than 23,000 people. The tragedy of Armero stands as a stark reminder of the destructive power of Nevado del Ruiz and the critical importance of volcanic monitoring and emergency preparedness. In addition to the catastrophic 1985 eruption, Nevado del Ruiz has a long record of volcanic activity documented over the centuries. Historical accounts indicate that eruptions of varying magnitudes have occurred periodically, affecting not only the immediate region, but also areas much farther away. These eruptions have shaped the landscape, influencing the lives and livelihoods of the people who have inhabited the region for generations. The geological and historical significance of Nevado del Ruiz makes it a focal point for scientists and historians alike, who study its past to better understand and predict its future behavior. Current status and monitoring. Nevado del Ruiz has shown increased signs of activity in recent years, raising concerns among scientists and local residents about the potential for another major eruption. Recent observations have detected heightened seismic activity, indicating that magma is moving beneath the volcano. This movement is often a precursor to an eruption, signaling that the volcano is becoming more active. In addition to seismic signals, there have been reports of increased gas emissions from fumaroles around the summit, further suggesting that Nevado del Ruiz is reawakening. The monitoring of Nevado del Ruiz involves a combination of advanced technologies and traditional observation methods. Scientists use seismographs to measure the frequency and intensity of earthquakes that occur beneath the volcano, providing crucial data on the movement of magma. Gas emissions are monitored using spectrometers, which analyze the composition and volume of gases such as sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide. These gases can provide insights into the state of the magma and the likelihood of an eruption. Satellite imagery is also a vital tool, allowing scientists to observe changes in the volcano's shape and thermal activity from space. These satellite observations can detect even minor deformations of the volcano's surface, indicating pressure buildup within the magma chamber. The Colombian Geological Service, SGC, plays a central role in monitoring Nevado del Ruiz. The agency operates a network of monitoring stations around the volcano equipped with seismographs, gas analyzers, and other instruments. Data from these stations are analyzed in real time, enabling the SGC to issue timely warnings and updates to the public. The collaboration between local scientists and international experts has enhanced the ability to predict volcanic activity and implement safety measures. Despite the advanced monitoring techniques, predicting the exact timing and magnitude of an eruption remains a complex challenge. Continuous vigilance and preparedness are essential to mitigate the risks posed by this formidable volcano. Potential effects of an eruption. An eruption of Nevado del Ruiz would have profound and far-reaching impacts on the local community's environment and economy. For the towns and villages situated near the volcano, the immediate effects could be catastrophic. Pyroclastic flows, which are fast-moving currents of hot gas and volcanic matter, pose a significant threat to any settlements in their path. These flows can obliterate everything in their way, leaving little chance for survival. Additionally, ashfall could blanket vast areas, causing respiratory issues, contaminating water supplies, and damaging crops and infrastructure. The most insidious threat, however, might come from lahars, volcanic mud flows that can travel down river valleys and inundate communities, similar to the disaster that struck Armero in 1985. The environmental impact of an eruption would extend beyond human settlements. The delicate ecosystems surrounding Nevado del Ruiz could suffer extensive damage. Ash and volcanic debris could contaminate rivers and lakes, affecting aquatic life and the availability of clean water for both wildlife and human use. Forests and agricultural lands could be buried under layers of ash and mud, leading to a loss of biodiversity and disruption of local food supplies. The long-term ecological consequences might include altered landscapes and habitats, which could take years or even decades to recover. Economically, the repercussions of an eruption would be severe. Agriculture, a major source of livelihood for the local population, would be hit hard by the loss of crops and arable land. Infrastructure damage, including roads, bridges, and buildings, would require substantial financial resources to repair. The tourism industry, which benefits from the region's natural beauty and recreational opportunities, would also face a downturn. Visitors might be deterred by the risks associated with an active volcano, leading to a decline in tourism revenues. Furthermore, the costs associated with evacuation, disaster response, and rebuilding efforts would strain local and national budgets. The economic implications of an eruption extend beyond immediate damages. The disruption to daily life and economic activities could lead to a prolonged recovery period. Businesses might face challenges in resuming operations, and families could struggle with loss of income and displacement. For a region that relies heavily on agriculture and tourism, the long-term economic outlook could be bleak unless substantial support and resources are allocated for recovery. In light of these potential impacts, ongoing monitoring and preparedness efforts are crucial to mitigate the risks and ensure the safety and well-being of the affected populations. Preparedness and mitigation efforts. In anticipation of a potential eruption of Nevado del Ruiz, local and national authorities have implemented a series of preparedness and mitigation measures to protect citizens and property. At the local level, communities living in the shadow of the volcano are actively engaged in disaster preparedness activities. Authorities conduct regular evacuation drills to ensure that residents know the quickest and safest routes to designated shelters. These drills are crucial for maintaining readiness and reducing panic in the event of an actual emergency. Public awareness campaigns are also in place, educating people about the signs of volcanic activity and the importance of adhering to evacuation orders. These efforts aim to foster a culture of preparedness and resilience among those most at risk. On a national scale, the Colombian government has taken significant steps to bolster its disaster response capabilities. The establishment of the Colombian Geological Service, SGC, as a central monitoring and advisory body is a key part of these efforts. The SGC works closely with local governments, providing them with real-time data and expert analysis to inform decision-making. This collaboration extends to international organizations, which offer additional resources and technical expertise. Through partnerships with global volcano monitoring agencies, Colombia benefits from the latest advances in volcanic science and technology, enhancing its ability to predict and respond to eruptions. Technological advancements play a pivotal role in the country's preparedness strategy. The installation of sophisticated monitoring equipment around Nevado del Ruiz, including seismographs, gas analyzers, and satellite systems, enables continuous observation of the volcano's activity. This network of sensors provides early warning signals that are crucial for timely evacuations. In addition, investments in communication infrastructure ensure that alerts and updates can be disseminated quickly to the public and relevant authorities. This integrated approach combines scientific research with practical measures, creating a robust system designed to minimize the impact of an eruption. Scientific institutions and research organizations are also integral to the preparedness efforts. These entities conduct ongoing research to better understand the behavior of Nevado del Ruiz and improve predictive models. Collaborative projects with international experts help to refine these models and develop more accurate forecasts. The knowledge gained from this research is shared with policymakers and emergency planners, ensuring that the strategies employed are based on the best available science. By leveraging the expertise of the scientific community, Colombia is better equipped to face the challenges posed by an active volcano. Despite these comprehensive measures, the unpredictability of volcanic activity means that continuous vigilance is essential. Preparedness plans are regularly reviewed and updated to reflect new information and changing conditions. Community engagement remains a priority, with ongoing efforts to keep residents informed and involved in disaster planning. The combined efforts of local communities, national authorities, and international partners represent a concerted attempt to mitigate the risks associated with Nevado del Ruiz. Through these initiatives, Colombia aims to safeguard lives and property while enhancing its resilience to future volcanic events. Case studies of past eruptions and lessons learned. The tragedy of Armero in 1985 remains one of the most poignant examples of the devastating power of Nevado del Ruiz. On November 13th, the volcano erupted, melting its snowcap and triggering lahars that surged through river valleys, obliterating the town of Armero and killing over 23,000 people. This disaster highlighted the critical need for effective communication and rapid response systems. Despite warnings from scientists about the potential for a deadly lahar, many residents were caught unprepared. The Armero tragedy underscored the importance of not only scientific monitoring, but also ensuring that at-risk communities understand the dangers and have clear, actionable evacuation plans. In the aftermath of Armero, significant efforts were made to improve volcanic hazard management. One key lesson learned was the necessity of integrating scientific data with community outreach. Scientists and emergency planners recognized that accurate predictions and timely warnings are only effective if the public trusts and understands them. This has led to enhanced educational programs and regular disaster preparedness drills in vulnerable areas. By fostering a culture of preparedness, authorities aim to ensure that future warnings are heeded and lives are saved. Comparing Nevado del Ruiz with other significant volcanic events worldwide provides further insights into effective disaster management. The eruption of Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines in 1991, for instance, is often cited as a successful case of disaster mitigation. Early warnings and a well-coordinated evacuation effort helped to significantly reduce the loss of life. Despite the scale of the eruption, the collaboration between local authorities, scientists, and international experts was crucial in managing the crisis. This example demonstrates the value of preparedness, international cooperation, and the rapid dissemination of information, all of which are applicable to the situation at Nevado del Ruiz. In contrast, the eruption of Mount St. Helens in the United States in 1980 serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of volcanic activity. Despite extensive monitoring, the scale and suddenness of the eruption caught many by surprise. The disaster emphasized the need for continuous vigilance and the ability to adapt to changing conditions quickly. For Nevado del Ruiz, this means maintaining an active and responsive monitoring system that can provide real-time updates and adapt evacuation plans as necessary. The lessons from these past eruptions have informed the current strategies employed to manage the risks posed by Nevado del Ruiz. Continuous improvement in monitoring technology, combined with community education and international collaboration, forms the backbone of Colombia's disaster preparedness efforts. The experiences from Armero, Mount Pinatubo, and Mount St. Helens illustrate that while volcanic eruptions can be devastating, their impacts can be mitigated through thorough preparation, effective communication, and a commitment to learning from past events. These principles guide the ongoing efforts to protect lives and property in the face of Nevado del Ruiz's unpredictable nature. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think the volcano will erupt soon? Let us know in the comments section below.